Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're going to try and rid ourselves of a few coyotes. We're out setting a few, I call them green traps. I'm not going all out on these traps. I haven't even had time to wax and dye my traps. I've got a pastor friend in Boonville's been wanting me to come up there and trap, and I ain't even had time to get my traps waxed or anything. But anyway, they've been hunting our deer in our food plot. You can literally every hour and a half, 2 hours, you see the coyotes on the camera, and it's all it's showing up as bucks. When you say that's no big deal, all you're getting is bucks. But when you're used to seeing a dozen to 20 does a night, and all of a sudden you're not seeing any, you're seeing more coyotes than you are does, and it's time to do something. Last time we trapped and hunted on this farm, we killed 42 in one season, trapping and hunting combined. And it's about like that again with coyotes. So we're gonna set out a few and just see if we can get them stopped for the remainder of deer season. Anyway, you down one coyote in a food plot, and then they'll pretty much put the end of their hunting in that food plot so that the deer can concentrate there again. Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're gonna set, I think, 3 traps today. Stick with us. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you can teach me something in the comments. All right. Well, Eli is hooked up. We got it here clanking, Coco. Several different ways. I've got it set line. What kind of spurs you got?
Camera coming back. Second finger.
We got a bunch of coyotes that's hunting our deer in our food plots, our corn piles and stuff. Boy, look how dry that is. We're going to try to attempt to catch some of them, at least slow them down a little bit.
He found rock.
This is a dirt hole set. My favorite set for coyotes. Normally, setting traps, I'd have gloves on up to here. I do have a pair of plastic gloves to use for handling the trap. This is kind of spur of the moment, mad at coyotes thing. I am not believing how dry and hard that ground is. When you make a dirt hole set, you always want to set your hole at an angle back. That way the coyote don't come over the top of the hole and get the bait. He's got to come around this way to get the bait. And that positions him. That puts him where you want him to be.
What you do?
That's pretty hard right there.
You stick his paw down in there and drag it out.
Yeah, he'll stick his nose down there.
Catch him by the
It
nose.
also simulates a bury hole where another animal's buried something dead. Coyotes are bad about burying stuff, creating a cache. And it's not going to be as deep as I want it, but it's going to be about as deep as okay, when you set your trap, it'll come about 9 inches and off to the side a little bit. Because if you think about it, that coyote's foot isn't under his chin. The coyote's chin, you want his chin right there. You got got to think about where a coyote's foot is going to be. Coyotes, they're about 9 to 12 inches back is where they normally step. It'll be offset. They won't be right in line with your hole. It'll be offset a little bit. So when you go to making the hole for your trap, the pan set, you want to get rid of all the grass first. Put on some gloves now. Mess with this dirt.
You bring your gloves? You're supposed to bring gloves. You're supposed to be helping him.
That's why he makes more than I do.
Well, that way he's old man. He don't have to get up and down. You can go get stuff for him.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get that hole. I know about the size of the trap I'm using. I'm using a 2.5 dude. Boy, it's going to be a booger to get that joker. Leave all that dry dirt.
Sweet.
Yeah. See if you can just pinch some of it off, or beat some of it off, just whatever you're going to do to it.
Son, it's in the bag out there somewhere. So,
Now, if you're a professional trapper, you can pick this video apart, I promise you. But like I said, these traps aren't even waxed and dyed. Get this raw steel.
How big of a piece?
2 or 3 ounces. It don't have to be huge.
No. Can we step on it?
No.
Have Dustin hold it open for you?
Get about the right size. Need a stake. I got a stake. If I make it all the way in there without hitting a rock, it's going to be a miracle. Your turn. That stake in this ground would hold a bear, I promise you.
It ain't going nowhere, that's for
It ain't
sure.
going nowhere. So we'll keep going with it. Drop it down to the ground a little bit. There you go. And you want to seat the stake. Now take your hammer, Dustin. Set your hammer right there. Now push down on both. We should be good. Now you want to get that thing set where it don't rock at all. So if that coyote gets on it and it rocks, he'll detect that motion and he won't commit. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my backer and kind of get my position. You can cut it right quick now.
Video.
All right, you sit right there, Dustin. Yep. What you want to do with a backer, now if you look, most of that hole is underneath that rock. That serves as 2 purposes. That keeps that coyote from coming over the top even more, around the sides. That puts him exactly where we want him to be in his relation to the bait. Then we continue that same thought process out with backer boards, sticks, and it'll also build that coyote's curiosity. When he sees this, they're just like me and you. It's just like setting something up in their living room that they ain't ever seen before, and they know it don't belong. I'm gonna go ahead and shove that bait. Now I just screwed up. I just got that on my hands. There's one. You tell it's been 2 years since I've trapped. What I just done is I just handled that meat, and I ain't done with my set yet. I'll be lucky if this hole don't get dug out. They're that sensitive.
What do you got to do?
See if you can find us some big oak leaves, just the bigger leaves you can find. Just 3 or 4 of them.
Back up step.
I'll pack that trap. Now I'm just packing dirt around the jaws. Avoiding the pan. I don't want nothing on that pan yet. Make sure there's no debris in there that'll get between your dogs and your pan when you're setting. And I can mess this trap all I want to unless I touch that pan. You want to make sure there's room under that pan when you backfill your trap. That's the key, is making sure there's room underneath that pan.
So it'll close.
So it'll close, so it'll pivot over. Right now he's gonna get us some leaves for pan cover.
It went off the hill.
I got a pan cover right here, I didn't even think. I got one right here, Dustin. I normally use leaves.
He found some. No, it's just, he had that one.
I didn't even think about having this paper here. Now mark where my pan is at. So it'll come important in a minute. My pan is right there still.
Mm-hmm.
Make everything kind of set down below. There's clover everywhere. So I'm gonna go back with clover over the top of it. Right
Looks
there.
like it ain't even there.
Now that coyote don't have a clue that that's there. Just a little bit of Rickards.
Back up.
And the lure, the bait goes in the hole. The lure is something you want to put up high where it can be smelt. I always like to put it on my backer. I don't like spreading it out a whole lot because they'll go wherever you put it, and I don't want them going everywhere. I want them going right here and looking in that hole. Give me another piece of that meat, Dustin. Just a little bit more.
What is that?
This is bait. It goes in the hole. Something with just a little bit of scent to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely has a scent to it. I like putting my bait in layers because if the coyote, if he stands there, he is nosing your bait out of the hole, and he does get a chance to get some of your bait out without getting in that trap. If you've got it layered, then he's going to spend more time there. If you got one solid piece of bait, he's going to get it and go. So I like using scraps. In Arkansas, you use any kind of animal byproduct has got to be buried. It can't be on the surface and seen to be legal. All right, so that's that. It is the food plot we've been having problems with the coyotes in. Usually every night by 6 o'clock, I get a picture of this one small female coyote right here every night before the deer come in. And there's camera right there. And by midnight, there's 4 or 5 coyotes that have come through here. And the doe, we had a little button buck come in, 3 weeks ago. Somebody had made a bad shot on him. He was hurt bad. And an injured deer puts off a scent, and them coyotes can pick up on it. Same thing my tracking dog does, picks up on that scent. Anyway, they figured that out, that these deer are concentrated here. So now they come in every night to see if they can pick up any injured deer scent, and they're just terrorizing these deer. So am I. I mean, my family, we eat them, but that's different. I'm at the top of the food chain, not the middle somewhere. So we're gonna get another one set right here.
Ready? Got it. Where I need to be.
If you would, Dustin, turn that camera around facing that trap.
There you go. Get it close, and when we get the trap set, we'll make sure it's on it.
I forgot about it.
Corey's gonna get a picture, and he'll say, "What the crap? Why is the camera pointed the wrong way?"
All right. This time we did remember about our gloves and the bait, so we're not gonna mess with the bait until after we get the hole set and everything. Another trick that I've learned, old trapper taught me, is you find a grass stool like this, and you can use it for a backer. So you go underneath the roots. There again, go it in an angle. Still just blows me away how dry it is. We're in the middle of the biggest drought we've had in years, and I don't think anybody even
noticing it,
saying a thing about it. They may be saying stuff on the news and stuff. I don't ever watch the news. I know what's going on without watching the news, so I just avoid it. I'll be able to get a little bit deeper in this one, which is what I want.
I never knew that them traps were buried. I thought they sat on top.
Nope, you bury them.
But I'm not a trapper, so.
Okay, there again. You got your hole. You want to come back 9 inches. That's 9 inches for me. 9 inches on offset. I always go to the right. Some guys go to the left. It's just I don't know why. It just kind of feels right to me. No pun intended. You want to build a trap bed, and when you're building a trap bed, you want to go down further than the thickness of that trap when it's set. When the springs and the dogs and everything are in a set position, you want to go down further than that is thick. And you want to have 1/4 to 1/2 inch of fill dirt over the top of that. Now, if you're new to trapping, you just got to kind of figure all that out. But I've stuck so much steel in the ground to kind of have a feel. I ain't no professional by any means, but I have trapped a critter or two in my time. You want to get rid of anything that's rigid that will interfere with that trap going off. Pieces of grass aren't that big a deal, but if you got a root that's sticking out over the jaws of the pan, it could alter it a little bit. So you want to make sure all that's out of the way. All right, Dustin, grab that other trap and we'll go ahead and a stake, and we'll go ahead and stake that dude down. Always put the stake right in the center of the trap bed, and you recess that trap chain down below the surface of the ground. The top of the stake, you want that recessed below the top of the ground, so you can backfill that. That way your trap isn't sitting on steel. It'll give it a pivot point. You don't want a pivot point. You want it to be cushioned by the ground. Right there. Here he's got the top of the trap stake 1/2 inch below surface. Backfill that just a little bit. Okay, helps the pressure. Like I said before, if you're a trapper, you're going to find 15,000 things wrong with this video, but I'm just trying to get some steel in the ground and catch a nuisance coyote. If I can get one of these coyotes, kind of scary a little bit, isn't it?
A little bit.
That's another advantage of having waxed and dyed traps. That rust makes them gives little catches and stuff. You should be good. Again, you want to make sure that trap is firm. If you have to, get a little bit of dirt. Don't want to hold, give it some cushion to sit on until you can lock it down. See how it wiggling to a lock position? That's what you're looking for. Drop that other jaw. Backfill a little bit, making sure not to get a lot under the pan. You want a little bit under the pan, but not a lot. I've got a bunch of pan covers, but this right here worked just fine. And I like using leaves too. A lot of people will ask me, do you ever get your hand in the trap when you're sitting? Yeah. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. I see a lot of videos, guys trapping, and they'll make the comment that it doesn't hurt. Well, they're lying. They're just straight up lying, because it hurts. Yeah. And you want to get your hole filled completely back up and leveled out. Then you want to match the ground again, right? That's good. Now, from now on, we don't touch that spot. We know where everything's at there. Let's see, we need something thicker, something. Yeah.
Break it.
And it's like before, anything to force that whatever animal you're trapping around in front. Now I've seen trap savvy coyotes. They come up there and take their front foot and pull all that out. They're that smart.
Got something.
Huh? Oh.
And you just handled the meat again without gloves?
It don't matter now.
No,
Got the-
bait's
got the trap
traps
around.
in.
Don't matter with the meat.
I think-
I got you. An extra couple extra chunks.
Don't put it in there yet. I'll layer it. Did you get it out?
Yeah, it's my hand.
We'll poke that down to the bottom of the hole. And the other bait. Remember the difference between bait and lure.
Think we could talk Bo into eating that?
No, you're not going to make Bo eat that.
I never said make him, I said talk him into it. You throw in a bag of Skittles, I'm pretty sure that
I'll throw another chunk of meat in there. Here, I got it. Got my bait layered so they can't just dig it out at one time. Then take a little bit of the lure. This is a call lure. It's the same thing as, it's a wind disperse lure. Like again, I put it on the back of the backer there. I don't scatter it out everywhere. Now, a trap savvy coyote comes along and sees that, he won't have nothing to do with it. I promise you. But the ones that are coming in here, all we got to do is trap one coyote right here. Kind of set an example of them, and they'll leave the deer alone for a while. All right, we'll check them tomorrow. Matter of fact, we can check this. We got a cell
Oh, we need to make
this
sure the
one.
camera's pointed the right direction, Tommy. I think he's got it.
Yeah, I think we did. We should be good to go. Now, that cow's going to walk up here and he's going to see that and he's going to think something is different over there. That don't look the way that it did. You can take something like this bag, anything. Use an example. Just let that sit right there. That ain't gonna scare it. That ain't gonna scare a coyote off at all. He'll see that and something's different over there. I'm gonna go check it out.
And that's what brings him into the...
My favorite backer uses a cow skull. If you got a bunch of dead cow skulls, you can take a field like this and set a dead cow skull in the middle and set a trap in the middle of this field. You'll call every coyote to it. It's amazing. Anyway, we'll see what that does. Like I said, these are green traps. These they're not even cleaned. They're just like they were last time I pulled them out of the ground. They'll still work. Just won't catch a trap savvy critter. But there again, I'm not after the trap savvy ones right now. I just want to set an example. All I'm wanting to do. Just keep the coyotes out of here. All right, that's been another video from outside our lane. If you like this video, please subscribe. It helps the flow of the channel and helps the rhythm and everything we need to get going. Appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot.